Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Subject computer science or computer application for 11th A or 11th C. Chapter number 4 theoretical concept of operating system. This chapter is common for both 11th A and 11th C. Last class we completed the chapter 3. Now we are going for chapter 4. In this class we are going to discuss the following topics: introduction to software, introduction to OS, that is operating system, types of operating system, key features of operating system, and prominent operating system. So let's start our first class. Introduction to software. Of course, we know software is a set of instructions to perform specific tasks, which we already discussed in the first chapter. It interacts basically with the hardware to generate the desired output. So, of course, software is a only person who can directly interact with the hardware. In software, there are two types of. One is application software, another one is system software. So now we are going to discuss these types. Number one, application software is a software performs specific task. For example, MS Word is an application software. Example for application software. VLC player is an application software. So MS Word in software is used to create documents, whereas VLC player is used to play audio, video files, and many more things we can do in VLC. But each and every software, that is MS Word and VLC, which comes under application software, do a single work, a specific work. This is known as application software. In other hand, the system software is a type of computer program that is designed to run the computer's hardware and application program. It means, so system software is a software which is enable the hardware to work. For example, if you want to use a mouse, then to instruct the mouse how to work, there was a software. For in the same way, there was a keyboard, and many more hardwares are connected with computer. For each and every hardware, there are separate softwares are here to give instruction to how to perform when user handle them. So these type of software are called system software. In example, operating system and the language processor are system softwares. Now in this chapter we are going to discuss operating system in theoretical. So next topic is introduction to operating system. So of course we know operating system comes under system software, which is serve as a interface between user and a computer. So operating system handles all the hardwares and as well as users command. So whenever user give instruction, this instruction directly cannot reach the particular hardware or any memory device. For example, if user you give inputs through keyboard or mouse, then this keyboard and mouse accept input based upon the instruction given by the operating system. So then only the user inputs are accepted and they are sent for processing, next processing. After that, the memory devices, the hard disk, the CPU, the ALU, all the hardwares related to computer are getting instruction from operating system for each and every steps, and based upon their instruction they process. That's why here in single word they called it as a interface between user and a computer. So operating system is a software which serves as a interface. In each and every steps, operating system plays an important role between hardware and as well as user. So this operating system is used to control all the devices. Of course, we know all the input, output, and CPU, other memory devices. In fact, the other plug and play devices also depend upon the operating system. So next, the function of operating system include many things in which file management system, memory management system, process management, device management, and many more, which we are going to discuss in this chapter. These are some of the examples for function of operating system. Next, without an operating system, a computer cannot effectively manage all the resources. Here resources refers to hardware as well as the application software. So it means the hardware and as well as application software like MS Word, VLC player also dependent on operating system. So from from these points we can able to understand what is the role of operating system. So without operating system we cannot use computer. We cannot use computer hardware devices. We cannot use any other application software. So operating system is a basic necessity for any computer. When a computer is switched on, the operating system is loaded into memory automatically. So this process is known as BIOS, which we discussed in the first chapter called hard booting and soft booting. Now, some of the popular operating systems are Windows, Unix, Linux. The mobile devices mostly use Android and iOS operating systems. So, operating system can be called as OS in short. Next topic is introduction to operating system. In this, we are going to discuss uses of operating system. So, first use is operating system ensures the computer can be used exact what the user want. So whatever user give instruction, that instruction exactly interpreted and compiled by the operating system and extract the exact output what user wants. Number one, number two, easy interaction between user and computer. So whenever a user access the computer device through operating system, this interaction becomes very easier because generally hardware cannot understand user commands because user uses mostly the high level languages like English like language which cannot understand by the hardware. The for their trouble between the translation for the trouble between their interaction, the operating system plays an important role for converting their sorry translating their languages into binary and binary to high level language. Starting computer operation automatically when power is turned on booting, it is also executed by operating system. It is a basic work of operating system. So next, controlling input and output devices and managing utilization of main memory. Here main memory refers to RAM. So next, providing security to user programs. So these are some of the important uses of operating system. Now we are going to see the types of operating system based upon depending upon their processing capabilities. Operating systems are classified into two types. One is single user operating system, another one is multi user operating system. So, any operating system which allows only a single user to perform a task at a time. It means at a time only a single user can access the operating system and give commands to operating system. These type of operating system are called single user operating system. Whereas in multi-user operating system, many users, it may be n number of users, can access a single operating system at a time. So concurrently, they can access simultaneously they can access many users can access the single operating system. That type of operating systems are called multi-user operating system. So here MS-DOS, Microsoft Disk Operating System, is the abbreviation of MS-DOS, is an example for a single user operating system. This operating system is the older version of operating system, and nowadays, which we use Windows, Linux, Unix are the multi-user operating system. It means in MS-DOS operating system, the single user can access that operating system at a time. But in multi-user operating system like Windows, Linux, Unix, many users can access a single operating system at a time. Now we are going to discuss the key features of the operating system. So there are many key features in which the consolidated key features are listed here. Number one, user interface, file management, memory management, fault tolerance, process management, and security management. These features are going to discuss in this topic. Now, first feature of operating system is user interface (UI). So interface, it means a phase which plays a role between the interaction user and the hardware. So user interface is one of the significant feature in operating system. The good operating system must have a good interface because this is the phase which can able to see by the user and as well as the hardware. The only way the user can make interaction with a computer. This is a main reason for key success of GUI. So GUI means graphical user interface based operating system. So here graphical user interface means this is the one of the key feature of many operating system which was successful nowadays. So Windows based systems with a pointing devices to direct IO It means input output devices, choose from menus, make selections, and a keyboard to enter text. These are the some features of GUI. It means there are vibrant colors and attractive mouse pointer and many tools which are easily understandable and easily interactable and easily handled by the user without with some basic knowledges like clicking and double clicking. So this feature is plays an important role in user interface. For example, if you take MS-DOS, where this in MS-DOS is not a GUI-based operating system where we can give commands for each and every action. But here in GUI-based operating system like Windows, we need not want to know the commands. We simply can click and double click to give any interaction to the use operating system. So how a UI should be. So one of the 5 points are described here that the best UI, that means user interface, is which enables the features. The first point is the user interface should enable the user retain this expertise for a longer time. It means so the user interface must be in the manner where user can use these operating system in for a long time. Number two, user interface should also satisfy the customer based on their needs. The user interface should also satisfy the customer. Here, customer refers to user. So, user interface should fulfill all the needs of user. Third one is it should save users precious time. So fourth one is ultimate aim of any product is to satisfy customer. So here customer refers to user. The user interface is also satisfy the customer. The fifth point is the user interface should reduce number of errors committed by the user. These are the 5 important points which should remember at the time of designing an operating system user interface. So first point, user interface should be in a manner where user can use it for longer time. Number two, it should fulfill all the needs of the user. Number three, it should save the precious time of user. Number four, it should satisfy the user. Number five, it should reduce the number of errors committed by user. So next topic is memory management. Here memory management refers to a RAM. It means a temporary memory. The is the process of controlling, coordinating computer's main memory and assigning memory blocks spaces to various running programs to optimize overall computer performance. The memory management involves the allocation of specific memory blocks to individual program based on user demands. The objective of memory management process is to improve both the utilization of CPU and speed of the computer response to its user via main memory. So memory management is simply allocating space to any application software and deallocating the space whenever the application or software terminates. It means, for example, if you are going to open a VLC program where you want to play any audio or video file, then operating system should allocate some space for that particular application software. In the same way, if you want to open another application software simultaneously after opening VLC program, like MS Word, or if you want to open any other Gmail software, then for each and every application software, operating system should allocate a specific memory space, amount of memory space depending upon their application requirement. So the process of allocating memory is called memory management. Whenever you terminate, it means whenever you close any application software. For example, you open first VLC, then OS allocate a specific memory, for example 10 MB, and then you open a MS Word, then depending upon the requirement of MS Word, operating system allocate 25 MB for MS Word. Then you open a Gmail, then another next operating system allocate a specific memory for Gmail. So when you open three application software, first VLC, second one MS Word, third one is Gmail. After completing your work, when you choose to close any application software, for example, you close the VLC player, it means then the allocated memory for the VLC player, that is 10 MB, should be deallocated, should be withdraw from the application software's control. This process is called a deallocating. Deallocating means the allocated memory is withdraw from the application software control by the operating system. This allocation and deallocation process is done by the operating system. So the operating system is responsible for the following activities, like keeping track of which portion of memory are currently being used and who is using them in the memory device. Next, determining which process or part of process and data are to move in out of memory. For example, so if you are processing the three application software, then which is under process, it means which data are sent to the internal registers is controlled by the operating system. Next, allocation and deallocation of memory blocks are needed by the program in memory. So these are the some of the features responsibilities of the memory management. Next, process management. In the same way, like allocating memory spaces to uh, different application software opened by user, the processor time also allocated to each and every application software by the operating system. This is the responsibility of OS. So here in process management is the function that includes creating, deleting process and providing mechanism for process to communicate and synchronize with each other. So each and every time whenever you open any software, then the time of a processor should be allocated to each and every application software. This allocation is called process management. So operating system process which is executed by system code, user process which is executed by user code, all these process can potentially execute concurrently on a single CPU. So whenever you open any software, then there are two different processes are executed, one by operating system, another one is user. The operating system process code are called system code, the user process code are called user code. The both the process are handled by operating system. In process management, there are different types of techniques are used by operating system. The four techniques are discussed here. One, FIFO, FIFO. Number two, SJF. Number three, round robin. Number four, based on priority. These are the some of the techniques or algorithms used by process management. Of course, we know what is algorithm. Algorithm is a step-by-step procedure to solve any problem. So FIFO is a procedure or an algorithm to solve a process management problem. So first technique is FIFO. FIFO means first in, first out scheduling. So this algorithm is based on queuing techniques. Queue, of course, we see many queues in our real life work. The same manner is executed in the operating system. So here in every computer we have only one processor. So one processor will process all the application software commands one by one, but user should not user understand that, user realize that there are many programs are running one by one simultaneously, not one by one. So this process, that is FIFO, will execute one by one process, that is queue techniques are executed here to solve every program. For example, first you open a FIFO, then you open MS Word, then you open Gmail, then our process management will do first the VLC programs command, execute the VLC program commands. Next, you go for the Word. Next, you go for the Gmail. This process is called FIFO, first in, first out process. So next one is SJF. When this technique is followed, then processor will calculate the memory capacity of each and every process. For example, there are three process, VLC, MS Word and Gmail. Then processor will calculate the necessary amounts of space and capacity of the output data. All the space and capacity of the memory data are calculated by processor based upon the shortest or the simplest application software. It takes that and execute the process. For example, here you can see there are two jobs. Here jobs refers to application software A and B. If A job is 6 kilobytes, then B job is 9 kilobytes, then processor will process the first A and then the B, because compared to A is smaller than B based upon the size. So if the B capacity is lesser than A, then processor will execute B and then execute the A. This type of algorithm is called SJF. It means shortest job first. Next one is process management technique is round robin technique. Round robin scheduling algorithm is designed especially for time sharing system. Jobs are assigned and processed time in a circular method. For example, here you take A, B, C, three jobs. It means VLC, MS Word, and Gmail. First, the job A is assigned to CPU, then job C is, then again and again A, B, C is run as a circular manner. This type of techniques is called round robin. For each and every process, equal time is allotted. For example, A, B, C is assigned with 30 seconds. That means for first 30 second commands of A is executed, and the second 30 second B's commands are executed, third 30 second C's commands are executed, in the fourth 30 second again A's commands are executed, again and the fifth 30 second B commands are executed. In the same way, times are allotted for each and every process. All the processes are executed in their scheduled time, and till the circular process round works till the each and every commands are completed. So this is techniques used by our operating system called round robin. Next one is based on priority. Of course, priority refers to software's manufacturing companies. For example, if you are using a Windows based application software in Windows, then Windows will execute first the Windows based operating application software. Yeah, it means it gives a first priority to the concern equality. Yeah, next it go for the next company's product. For example, VLC is not product of Microsoft. Then if you run the VLC product and as well as the MS player, then Windows will execute give priority to MS player. Then MS player application software will execute faster than VLC in Windows, because Windows use the technique called based on priority. So this is how the process management handled by the operating system. Next is the security management system, which one is the important feature of operating system, where different types of security management systems are handled by operating system. Three levels are security are used in management. Number one, file access level, system level, and network level. So here security refers to password, where file access level security provides a security up to the file. It means in a single system where many users can create files, but owner of the file only can access the file based upon the security he accessed. That is, if a user use file access level, then he can protect the file up to the file level. Next, system level refers to password security, where many systems are connected in a network. If a system is protected by that owner, then he can clock the system using their password and username and password in the network. So in the same way, when network level security is enabled, it definitely is an indefinable one, who so people from all over the world try to provide such a security, where we can protect the group of computer in a single network. So of course, in network there are for many types of network. One is LAN, MAN, and WAN. When local area network which are connected to internet can be protected by a password username. This type of security is called network level security. So next one is fault tolerance. So operating system should be should enable the users should tolerate the users faults. Then only he can provide the best service to user. So this feature is important to operating system. So this is called fault tolerance. Next one is the file management. Of course, for storing a file in a computer memory, there are different types of management techniques are used. One of the common file management technique is FAT. It means file allocation table. In Windows, this type of file management systems features are used, where big table is created by the operating system, where file name, type, size, starting address, access mode, all the things are stored in the table like structure. All the files are stored in the form of table like structure. This table is called file allocation table. So whereas a new version of Windows operating system uses uh, different types of file management techniques like NTFS, next generation file system, and ext2 in Linux. So in common, when we can see FAT in Windows operating system and NTFS in Windows operating system, but in other operating system like Linux we can see ext2 file management technique is used by the operating system for handling the files in the memory. Next is the multiprocessing. Multi means many processing are executed in a single time, in a same time. It has two or more processor for a single running processor. Processing takes place in parallel, known as a parallel processing. Since the execution takes place in parallel, this feature is used for high speed execution, which increase the power of computing. Here, multiprocessing refers to many processors are used for processing single application software. So, where the single command are separated and parallelly executed for increasing the power of computing. Next one is time sharing. Of course, we already discussed in round robin the time sharing technique. For example, if you open three programs, for example P1, P2, P3, all the programs are allocated a specific number of time of a processor. For example, 30, 40, and 50. Then for first 30 seconds the P1 is going to execute, and for next 30 seconds P2 is going to execute, and for third 30 second P3 process is going to execute. So each and every programs are allocated with equal time, and as well as the processor will execute every program in their required scheduled time. But you can see as a user the process you can see as a user that all the programs are executing simultaneously, but all the programs are executed uh, is not executed simultaneously by the program processor. At a time only a processor can handle only one command. So next one is distributed operating system. Distributed operating system is used to access shared data files that is reside in any machine around the world using internet and intranet. So distributed operating system advantages are a user at one location can make use of all the resources available at another location through internet or intranet. Many computer resources can be added easily in the network, improve the interaction with the customer and client, reduce the load on the host. Here in the system, in the diagram, you can see many computers are connected through network, internet, or intranet or LAN. Then all systems are accessing the devices are connected with each and every computer, but through the internet. All operating system used by the systems are stored in a single computer. This type of operating system are called a distributed operating system. Through this operating system, many computers, all systems are called access all the devices, hardware, or all the application softwares. Next is the prominent operating systems are Unix, Microsoft Windows, Linux, iOS, or Android are the prominent or best operating system in nowadays. So modern operating system uses a graphical user interface, which we already discussed, GUI, where mouse click icons, buttons, menus are used with a vibrant color with sounds which give a user very pleasant surface. Pleasant circumstance for using the machine. So this is the end of the lesson. I hope you understand. If you have any doubt, send message through WhatsApp. Uh, Prepare all the book back exercise question and questions answer, and send the still photos to my WhatsApp number. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.